And then, nandito, if a challenge is made by the state, the prosecutor shall suspend the investigation until such time as the court in accordance. So, ang point lang dito, and correct me now or later on kung mali, is that at any time, kung alam natin may investigation, pwedeng sabihin nung state tayo na sandali, we're hearing it here, or may ongoing dito, or mali kayo. Of course, they can overrule us. They can say, no, we don't believe justice will be there. So to my knowledge, during the Duterte time, never tayong nag-intervene na, except etong kay Solgen ng June 24. I mean, I may be wrong ha, kasi knowledge ko lang to, but June 24, nag-intervene siya. Sinabi niya, sandali lang, please postpone, di ba? Hindi ko pa nababasa anong dahilan na to postpone. During the Marcos administration, we did not, no? We had no filing sa ICC whether na ituloy niyo yan o wag niyong ituloy yan.
It was Secretary Guevara who filed the Philippine position with the ICC.
But that was still Duterte time kasi September.
No, it was already our time.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll refer to that. But did we ask them to stop or to proceed or?
Yes, we were asking them to stop, but
we asked them to stop.
But we failed the test. We didn't win the case.
Okay. Did they tell you why? Was it our justice system or they said na pwede pa rin? Or just submit
It's actually the ruling also that what is being tried here is not a country but individuals who may have violated international humanitarian law.
Sige po. But clear naman dun sa Articles 17 and 18, the state intervenes but it's individuals naman eh. Diba? So I won't go into that na. So I'll move on to, sinabi ni SOJ kanina na investigations are ongoing. Diba? Whether this is individual or groups, whether police or nothing to police, diba? Na sa lahat ng extrajudicial killings.
But it has not been easy, Mr. Senator.
It's not.
It has not been easy.
To your point, I don't have it right now, ha? But when Senator De Lima said hindi inimbestigahan, I looked at the investigative capacity of the PNP during the Aquino administration. Parang 1/3 din lang ang naimbestigahan. And of the total na naimbestiga, it was, I will correct my numbers, ha, but it was like only 20% of those investigating were trained for investigation. That was a long time ago at minana din lang ni President Aquino yon. But ang point ko, there was no substantial difference between the investigations in the Aquino and Duterte.
The difficulty that we had from 2022 is that in wrongful death situations throughout the country, where something foul was suspected, there were no police reports.
Okay.
As a matter of practice, there were no police reports on wrongful death situations. And when we tried to dig further and we spoke to the medico legal, the most known medico legal person in the country, Dr. Fortune, when she investigated a wrongful death situation, the death certificate indicated cardiac arrest as the cause of death. But in the autopsy, there were bullet holes in the head of the person.
That is in itself is evidence, di ba?
Yes,
if there
it's
was
evidence.
If there was widespread na walang police report, and that's the first time I heard that, because when I was SFA, Foreign Affairs, and I was asking, sinasabi nila, sir, lahat yan at dapat pagka-suspicious, ganito yung sistema, no? And kung meron forensic na cardiac arrest, ganyan, so at the very least may falsification yan. Diba?
Yeah, when we looked at the records of the wrongful death situations, there were really no police reports.
Okay.
Maybe 95% had no police reports.
So anyway, that's for another hearing, etc. Ang point ko lang, our justice system is working.
It is working.
It is working. I mean,
Yes.
it has its ups and downs, and my common belief na pag administrasyon ng presidente, may konting protection for that. May ganun belief, whether it's true or not. But this isn't anymore so 2008 to 2010, 2010 to 2016, kung kailan man nagkaroon ng break-up yung unit team, hindi na panahon ni President Duterte ngayon to. So,
actually, what the cases that we are speaking about were filed by their families in the ICC. Yes. Because they could not get justice in the country.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that nobody wants to acknowledge is that there was a failure of our justice system for a long time. And they had to file their cases in the ICC to get any attention at all from anybody who cared. Because for the longest time, ito mga biktima po, yung mga namatayan, yung mga pamilya nilang namatay o kaya napaslang sa drug war, ay wala ho nang mapuntahan. Kaya doon ho sila nagpunta sa ICC.
That's why I said, SOJ, na may belief na pag panahon ni Arroyo, it's very hard to go after Arroyo. May truth o hindi in the sense that meron na presidential immunity while you're president. Pero pagkatapos hindi, di ba? That's why after President Erap's time, nakulong siya. After President Arroyo's time, nakulong siya, di ba? After President Aquino's time, wala naman nag-file ng kaso kay President Aquino. Okay? So kung ang belief, wala kang justice kay Duterte during his time, I won't comment, but that's a belief. But 2008 to 2010, hindi sila nag-file. 2010 to 2016, hindi sila nag-file. And then ngayon, pwede sila mag-file. Diba? So, and walang so I mean, the ICC should also look at our patterns and system. It's not only the period eh. So the second point I want to make is that for example, no, si Mr. Las Cañas as Mr. si Motabato, one, hindi naman dinala ni, and she's free to manifest here kung mali ako, di naman niya dinala sa DOJ or sa Ombudsman yung dalawa eh. After dalhin sa Senate, hindi ko na alam kung anong ginawa nila. Okay, two, assuming it was because they think walang mangyayari during Duterte's time, did anyone bring Edgar Motobato and Las Cañas either to the DOJ, NBI, or to the... Pwede bang dumiretso sa witness protection or that?
Marami ho kami nakakausap na possible witnesses.
Yes.
But not them.
Yeah.
But not Matobato.
But example lang, yung dalawa lang, no? So ang point ko lang, di ba, if the rest of the world, the European human rights activists, etc., for the record, SOJ, if these gentlemen are brought to you, and I'm not talking about the prosecutorial lang or DOJ, I'm talking about the whole machinery, the witness protection, the NBI, the PNP, the CIDG, will we investigate?
Yes, we will.
Yes.
We would have. We would have.
Will, diba? So, in the same manner that General Torre is complaining about vloggers who have fake news about him, if there are complaints about Marcos vloggers na fake news, you will also investigate CIDG, diba? I mean, people might believe or not, but you are duty bound to investigate whatever side, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But of course, during Duterte's time, they did not believe. If kasuhan mo Duterte vloggers, they don't believe may mangyayari, di ba? But I think there were some na cyber libel, even during Duterte's time, no? So the point lang I'm making, and it is not addressed to you, but to the international community, is that the Philippines is a vibrant democracy, di ba? Our economy is good. The peaceful transition from Arroyo to Aquino, from Aquino to Duterte, from Duterte to Marcos has done as well. So yes, we have problems with politics now, but which country doesn't? The US, Europe and the US, di ba? May mga significant difference sila. I mean, many countries are at war. We're not at war. Di ba? We have problems with China, but we're working it out. Di ba? We have problems with other countries. We're working it out. We have problems with Pogo. We're working it out, di ba? So my point is, di ba, na in my view, dito dapat, yes, accountability, pero dito dapat trinay ang ating dating Pangulo. The last point I want to make is that iba pa rin pag former president. I mean, sa US, na US Constitution nila that the Americans can't be tried elsewhere, but lalo kung US president. So sa akin kasi, kahit former siya, hindi na siya presidente, he's still a symbol Diba? So like me, diba? You know how hard I went against President Arroyo when she was president. But when I was speaker, may pinagawa siya sa House, winelcome ko siya, etc. Kasi yung office, even if hindi ka na doon, nirerespeto mo pa rin iyon diba? So
Maybe I can,
ahead, sir.
I have to tell the Senate that nobody's happy with what happened.
okay.
Wala akong maligaya sa nangyaring ito. Ngunit kailangan lang gawin namin yung aming katungkulan. Sa tingin namin yun ang aming katungkulan, ginawa namin ang aming tungkulin.
And sir, that's where we disagree kasi tingin namin there was another avenue to go to court. But as you said, that'll be probably part of the litigation. So let's see not opinion, last few. So who received the March? So kailan po na-issue yung warrant? March 10 or March 11?
I know
March 11, sir.
March 11.
March 7 it was under seal.
Okay, under seal.
Yun. Tapos March 11
Who or what office received it?
The PCTC,
PCTC.
sir.
They received it. Then from them, Santrin and Smith.
To all the relevant law enforcement agencies.
Law
sir.
enforcement. Then,
Yes, there are 3 Interpol connections in the country: NBI, immigration, and of course the PNP.
okay. Then when it was unsealed, was it immediately executed or did any relevant government lawyers review it muna to see whether a Filipino citizen, whether the rights of a Filipino citizen was being
Sir,
impeded?
just to be clear,
Yeah.
after the warrant was served on March 11, 3 a.m., it was only in the postmortem that we learned about the unsealing on March 7. So there was no information to us in the effect that it was unsealed on March 7 until after the service of the warrant.
Can you enlighten me on that, Sec? So the unsealing was
Yes, we learned about the unsealing of the warrant post-arrest, sir.
okay.
When he was there already, it was revealed to us that it was opened on March 7, although not transmitted to any members of the government.
Okay.
We only received notice, formal notice. I think when the unsealing happened, that's when all the rumors started.
Okay.
I think
So-
that was the basis of President,
That
former
I
President.
thank you for that, SILG, because that factual ano na meron na nung March 7 na unseal, etc. So
But
I
again,
won't.
sir, I have to clarify that
Yes.
there was no one in complete knowledge of the unsealing until after the arrest.
Who unsealed it ba theoretically, or
It
what
was
office?
Secretary Boying, it was unsealed by the ICC.
By the ICC.
By the court, yes.
By the
Yes.
court. Okay. Let's fill in the blanks na lang factually as you know the circumstance. What do you call this? Permits. But ang point ko, from the time it was unsealed, served to the president, did any government lawyers look at it muna and make a determination, or we took it at face value, iserve na yan?
Yes, sir. Again,
You can change my words if
yes.
if you think
Again,
prejudicial
sir,
yung word.
just to be clear, there was no contact between the government and the ICC in whatever way or form. We only received the warrant of arrest, the PCTC, on March 11, 3 a.m.
But so when the
PCTC, sir.
Yeah, okay. When that office received it, ang marching orders or ang SOP or protocol, again if my words are prejudicial, correct me, please. I don't mind. I'm not putting any bias or prejudice. I'm just speaking the way I understand it. Did anyone in the Philippine government or look at it and check it out muna? Na, or iserve na natin to?
Sir, upon receipt of the copy, I talked to the Secretary of Justice. He reviewed it. He assumed that it had a presumption of regularity as informed. And we subsequently informed the President of the existence of the warrant.
Okay. You concur with that?
Yes,
OJ, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I reviewed. It transmitted out to me.
This wasn't.
I was in Vienna at that
Yeah,
time.
this isn't a trick question. So meaning, if you said no one reviewed, I would have asked, wouldn't it be a better protocol that someone reviewed, para even before the accused goes to court? But saying that you reviewed it, I assume that you found it regular, and I won't argue with you there. I mean, I disagree that the warrant rise to the level that ipadala mo na lang siya doon, dapat sa court muna. But you were satisfied, at least in form. Again, I don't want to put words, form, and substance, but you know what I mean. Tinignan mo, and then okay na ano to.
Yes,
Tinignan mo, or
I
meant
gave the
your
clearance.
office. Your
I gave the clearance to serve the warrant.
Okay.